Hi everyone, Chris of the Polish Geek, and welcome to another video in the You Should Be Watching series. And this time it's for one of my favorite anime movies of all time, Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll is probably my second favorite anime film of all time, only behind Sword of the Stranger. And Sword of the Stranger took a lot of inspiration from Ninja Scroll, minus the supernatural elements of Ninja Scroll, and also Ninja Scroll is literally the anime movie that single-handedly got me into anime. It's the first anime movie I saw, and it's literally got me into anime. And I also think it's a perfect entry-level anime film. If you ever wanted to introduce a friend to anime movies, I think Ninja Scroll is a perfect one to choose. An interesting story with unique characters, as well as really awesome bloody fight scenes, makes it really interesting and super entertaining and very much worth a watch. So yes, it very much introduced me to anime, and I think it's a perfect film to introduce a friend to anime movies. And also, it's basically Berserk in feudal Japan. And if you want to know what Berserk is, it's probably the greatest manga of all time. Either that or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We will really see how Steel Ball Run does, because if it lives up to the hype, when it gets announced in April, then who knows? Because yeah, I haven't read Steel Ball Run manga yet, because of JoJo I'm like anime first, but yes, Berserk is probably the greatest manga of all time, and it truly deserves a full, faithful, detailed, uncensored anime adaptation someday. Unfortunately, it probably won't happen anytime soon, unfortunately, but truly, Berserk does deserve a faithful anime, complete with all the details, fully uncensored. It's a dream, it's a dream. But yes, Ninja Scroll is basically Berserk in feudal Japan. I mean, maybe it's not as richly themed as Berserk, but then again, how would you expect it to be? It's only an hour and 40-minute movie, as opposed to Berserk, which is a manga that's been running for years. And yes, and R.I.P. Kentaro Miura, by the way, but yes. And what is Berserk? Because Berserk is this gritty, very dark medieval fantasy, and Ninja Scroll is, as I said, pretty much Berserk, but instead of medieval European fantasy, it's feudal Japan instead. I really love Berserk manga, and I dream that someday Berserk gets a real anime adaptation that it truly deserves, and a fully uncensored animation that truly will do it justice. And that said, Ninja Scroll, as I've already been saying, is basically Berserk in feudal Japan. It has monstrous evil villains with super creative and twisted and unique designs, and it also has so much gore and blood. And Jubei, you really can't help but get some Guts vibes from him as a wandering, badass, lonely swordsman. Of course, as I already said, Ninja Scroll certainly doesn't have a super deep and compelling storytelling of Berserk, nor is it as thematically rich. But again, what do you expect? It's an hour-and-a-half movie. Of course, there's only so much they can do with something like that, while Berserk is a long-running manga that went for years. R.I.P. Kentaro Miura, by the way. You are truly a magnificent storyteller. Rest in peace. With its limited runtime, there is absolutely no way that Ninja Scroll could have ever matched Berserk in its deepness and richness. But it doesn't change the fact that with the limited time it has, Ninja Scroll very much does the best with it. And there are even some really sad and unexpected emotional moments in the story of Ninja Scroll as well. But for the sake of no spoilers, I will not specify those. Although, if you've seen the movie and love it as much as me, then you probably very much know what I'm talking about. As already said, I really love the animation and art style of Ninja Scroll. It is very clearly hand-drawn, and it very much gives an anime movie a distinct feel. And I also really love this unique art style because, as I already said, it truly very much fits with the atmosphere of the movie and makes the movie totally feel like an anime spawn of Akira Kurosawa movies, with an addition of lots of blood, gore, and supernatural elements. But truly, the art style very much complements an already really amazing movie. The action and fight scenes are really awesome. There is some truly stunning swordplay and battle choreography here. I already talked how I thought Sword of the Stranger had really awesome fight scenes when I did a You Should Be Watching for Sword of the Stranger, and while I do admit I actually still feel that Sword of the Stranger had slightly better fight scenes, but the fight scenes in Ninja Scroll are still very much awesome in their own right, and each of them is very unique. And even though, as I said, I think that Sword of the Stranger basically perfected those types of samurai katana duels, Ninja Scroll very much objectively still started them. Like, when I was already reviewing Sword of the Stranger, I said it already then, without Ninja Scroll, there would not be Sword of the Stranger. And like there's a sword katana duel between Jubei and one of the 8 Devils of Kimon, who is the blind samurai, and both men are running towards while clashing their steel with each other. Or when Jubei fights Hunchback Mushizo and the fight takes place on land and then underwater, and something else happens later to Mushizo actually. Watch the movie to find out. And not only are the fight scenes violent and very well choreographed, they're also really brutal, gory, and bloody as well. And even though I prefer sword fights in Sword of the Stranger, it doesn't change the fact that, as I already just said, Ninja Scroll is very much the source. Like, it's impossible to look at awesome fight scenes in Sword of the Stranger, Netflix Castlevania, or in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and not realize that they were all very much influenced by Ninja Scroll. And of course, even the best action scenes don't mean much if you aren't emotionally invested in the characters. And I really like the story of Ninja Scroll as well as the characters. The main character is Jubei, and he's very much a mercenary swordsman who fights 8 Devils of Kimon, whose goal is very much to overthrow the Japanese government. And Jubei is aided by an elderly monk, Dakuan, as well as a badass woman named Kagero, whom Jubei falls in love with, and I think their chemistry is great. I love all the characters, their chemistry, as well as a really unique and creative dialogue. Jubei is very much a type of hero that you very much should want in your story. He's by no means perfect, he's actually very much somewhat flawed, but he's also very brave, honorable, heroic and loyal, and those are type of traits that you very much would want in the hero of your story. Kagero, on the other hand, kind of starts out as pretty cold actually, but Jubei very much helps her in her character development. And in Ninja Scroll there is also a lot of show don't tell, because at first Kagero very much denies being in love with Jubei and claims that just him being alive just serves her interests, but her actual behavior in general towards him very much immediately shows otherwise. I very much love all the unique and twisted unusual designs of all 8 Devils of Kimon. Like, you have a giant Tesai, who is literally a shirtless man made out of rock, and despite his limited screen time, he's certainly one of the most evil and despicable anime villains I have ever seen, and certainly the most despicable of all the 8 Devils of Kimon. And there's also Shijima, a ninja dressed in dark, who can also turn into an actual shadow, Benisato, who has snake tattoos that can turn into actual snakes, or aforementioned Hunchback Mushizo, whose back is a literal beehive. When I first watched Ninja Scroll, I was already really impressed by all those unique designs, which were very much unlike anything I've seen before, and because that was around the time I was first getting into anime, I would tell myself, wow, how could I miss out on anime? Like, this is awesome! And yes, I loved 8 Devils of Kimon, as I already said, and each of them, as I just said, has a super creative and unique design. And while Jubei's motivation for fighting them is revenge, the goal of 8 Devils of Kimon, their actual goal, is actually to overthrow the Japanese government. I really love the animation and overall atmosphere of the movie. Whole atmosphere feels like this movie is very much a descendant of the classic samurai movies by Akira Kurosawa, of course, with addition of supernatural elements that Akira Kurosawa's movies didn't have, and also so much blood, gore, and violence. And another way I think Ninja Scroll could be described is Berserk set in feudal Japan. I already said it actually before. And since the movie has so much violence and gore of Berserk, as well as grotesque villain designs, and Jubei is in some ways similar to Guts actually. It most certainly doesn't have rich lore, themes, and depth of Berserk, but come on, I mean, like, Berserk was a manga that ran for decades, while Ninja Scroll is only a 1 hour and 40-minute movie. Like, there's only so much you can just put in, but the best way to describe Ninja Scroll is basically Akira Kurosawa movies meet Berserk. Again, maybe a very simplified story, but really, that's really all you can do in a movie that's 1 hour and 40 minutes. And as I already just said, I really love the animation of Ninja Scroll. It's very clearly hand-drawn, and I really love the unique art style that, as I already said, it truly makes the movie feel like an anime spawn of Akira Kurosawa movies, with an addition of twisted supernatural elements and lots of blood and gore. And not saying that Akira Kurosawa movies didn't have gore, like Ren, for example, had plenty of it, but Ninja Scroll has a lot and a lot more of it. Ninja Scroll is a really awesome anime movie, and the one that literally got me into anime, and I already said it before, and I stand by that very much. If you ever wanted to introduce a friend to anime movies, I think Ninja Scroll is a perfect one to choose. Although, as long as you're an adult, because this is decidedly not suited for kids, decidedly not. So, but as long as you're an adult, then I think this is a perfect entry-level anime. And as I said, it's the one that got me into anime, but Ninja Scroll is a really awesome anime film, basically Berserk in feudal Japan, and please, let's pray that someday we will get a faithful, uncensored Berserk, full Berserk anime in all its full glory. But that concludes another video in the You Should Be Watching series, and thank you all of you for checking out this You Should Be Watching video, and press the like button. Please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in either a movie or a video game review. Talk to you then. Bye.